Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily, and I'm here to remind you that weird is good. I love weird, and apparently a lot of people love weird so much that Moog re-released their MoogerFooger pedals as plugins. MoogerFooger, MoogerFooger. I don't know. I don't care. Tomato. However you say it, these plugins are kind of blowing my mind right now. I never had the joy of playing the original pedals when they were released. I do have a lot of regrets about not buying them later, though. In case you didn't know, these pedals were available for a while. They were discontinued, and then the prices just skyrocketed. And after playing these plugins, I really understand why they were so highly sought after. They're like incredibly diverse. They have a lot of range. There are sounds that I wasn't expecting from certain kinds of pedals, and I'm just really into them. So first things first, I want to thank Sweetwater for sending me these this plugin bundle to demo. If you're interested in it, there's an affiliate link in the video description. I believe that they have this like limited time price right now. So if you're interested in getting these, I recommend getting them sooner rather than later. I think the price might increase. All right. So let's talk about these plugins. Might be easier to just show you. All right. So I'm using these in Studio One, but the module is pretty much going to look the same in any DAW that you use. I will also be playing the Fender American Vintage 2 Jazzmaster, also sent to me by Sweetwater. Link in video description. So as far as these plugins go and how this demo is going to work, I'm not going to show you like every little detail of how every little control works. I think the best way to learn these pedals is by looking at the presets. And they have quite a lot of factory presets. So we're going to go through these. I'm going to pick a few favorites and some of them, and we're just going to listen to what these plugins are capable of. All right, sound good? Sounds good to me. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the filter. Like I said, I think the factory presets are the best way to start with this. And you'll see it's not just a regular anything. None of these plugins are regular anything, from kind of subtle stuff. This one's called Amp Blanket, to wild and crazy things, right? Let's hear it without. So again, that's a pretty subtle one. Let's move on to backtalk. Significantly less subtle. So you can look at this and see exactly what's going on. The resonance is way up. We can turn that down. We can change the cutoff frequency. You can change the mix. That's what I recommend doing, finding a sound that you think is close to what you want, and then making small changes based on that. This one's a really interesting one. It's called Electric Piano Fuzz Bucket. It's just a nice sound you don't usually get from guitar effects. That just sounds so big. I love it. Let's hear it toggled off. You wouldn't expect to get that with a filter pedal normally, I wouldn't think. Let's try to find some weird ones. It's some funk. Okay. Self-explanatory. Shelved notch. I can already tell this one's going to be angry. Texture tones. I like that one, it's pretty. All in all, I find that the filter pedal definitely has some subtle stuff, some sweet stuff, and some wild stuff in the presets, and not a ton in between. That's not to say you can't find those in between sounds. Like I said, I would personally start at something you think is too much and pull it back, or if you think something is close but not quite enough, push it forward a little bit. Let's move on to the ring mod. Full disclosure, I'm not traditionally a fan of ring mods, but I will say I've enjoyed this one a lot. So let's go ahead and get into it. It's one of the few ways I really like ring mods is when it kind of starts super fast and fluttery and slows down. And just changing a little thing on this can make way different sounds. Let's move on. This is another one I liked, Old Lanes. Sweet tremolo vibes. I'm into that one. I love that one. I think it's one of my favorites. This one's going to be called Radio Talk. It still has that weird kind of gong thing I don't love about some ring mods, but all in all, I like it. It's just a little off kilter, and I like just a little off kilter very much. Reverse Logic. It's like almost a little bit of a patterned tremolo. I'm a big fan. Go with Slow Leslie. Yeah, it sounds like what it's supposed to. Slow Leslie. That was pretty loud. Some of these are really loud. This one's called Tremolo Tremolo. again, one of my favorite ways to use a ring mod is like a tremolo that kind of changes. Nice. Nice and fluttery too. All right, so obviously the sounds I like most with the ring mod were on more of the tremolo end of things versus the weird end of a ring mod. And I think that's fine. That's fine for me. Maybe it's not for you. Next, we're going to move to the phaser. That's a little more on the subtle side. It's called disco brass. I like that one. I knew I would like the phaser. So it's going to be hard to find like favorites in this one. I like it. Almost distortion. With a phaser. Mind blown. This one's called Calm Burn. It's subtle, but it's really, really cool. I think that sounds really nice. Definitely a deep phaser. Dirty clavinet phaser. The more intense these get, obviously the more prone to clipping you will be, so keep that in mind. A lot of these do start to sound kind of similar to my ear eventually. Let's check out the delay, which I'm sure people are going to be excited about. So this one's called Another World. I know you weren't expecting something normal sounding from Moog. I like that, that's weird. So what's going on here? We have a very long time, very low feedback, mixes all the way up. As far as the LFO goes, it's random, which is why it sounds random. There you go. Let's move to something that sounds maybe a little bit more normal. So this is Hugh's chorus. Not quite like the most normal sounding chorus in the world, but it's still a pretty nice little chorus. All right, we got portable recorder. So looking at this pedal, obviously it's a delay with modulation. There are several different waveforms. you get kind of a more chorusy sound. All right, sequential rainbows. Thus the name. Space Companion. And you hear it go down at the end there. I really like that one. Let's see if Spring Tank sounds like a spring tank. Maybe. I'd say no. It sounds like something completely different. Like a very weird take on kicking a spring tank consistently. Stretching tape. That's one of my personal favorites in the entire suite. Next we have that slapback. Should probably look when I play that note. I'm gonna make that even shorter actually. Has that kind of Les Paul sort of feel. Les Paul and Mary Ford. And last but not least, Walking on Moons is one I wanted to show you. Let's move on to one that I wasn't personally as familiar with. It's called MuRF. The first one I wanted to show you is Beatbox. As you can see, we have filters down here. There are different patterns and envelopes and a rate for those patterns as well as mix. So that mix is pretty high. I want to look at chordal response next. Nice. This next one's called Frozen Zombies. These are all going to kind of have a similar vibe. Like there are these different patterns. But there are obviously elements you can change. So it's not just a slicer, it's not just a filter. It has a lot more control than similar devices I've personally used. This one's called Hopscotch. I especially love being this like the filter elements of these. And that's the last one I want to show you in the MuRF plugin. So let's go ahead and turn that one off and move to the FreqBox. Nothing could have prepared me for the FreqBox, partially because according to Moog, at least, there's nothing like it on the planet. Let me just read a little note about the FreqBox. Modulate the internal oscillator with your input signal for classic hard sync effects, or crank up the envelope follower and VCO frequency. And the VCO frequency responds to the dynamics of your playing. You can even use an expression pedal with this one. But yes, this is a Bananas plugin, and it's pretty fun. So that's Amp on Fire. This one's called Communications. It's an interesting effect. I can't imagine it being the main plugin you use, but I can definitely imagine putting that deeper in the mix just to add some texture. You can really hear how the waveform you select changes that one. All right, this one's called Green World Drones. There's not something wrong with your headphones or your speaker. That's just something that's happening in the back of this plugin. Again, not my first choice, but I just wanted to show off that one. Next, I want to show you Sync and FM. Again, not your headphones or speaker. That little artifact at the end is a part of the pedal. It's one of the more subtle effects you can use, but I really kind of like that slow dying sound, and it can be kind of hard to replicate on plugins. Pair this with some dirt, and I think it would sound really, really, really cool. The last one I want to showcase from this particular plugin is the Wreck Me. It's almost like a very nasty fuzz with a clean blend. We turn up the mix all the way. And that might be my favorite from the FreqBox. Let's move on to last but not least, the ClusterFlux. This is a lot more than a chorus and flanger, but you can certainly do those two things with it very well. So 1982 might have been a little bit closer to. And when I said it can do more than just chorus or flanger, this is what I mean. This is 70s Electric Keys Melt. And in case you couldn't tell, there's delay and then there's the LFO. So we select chorus or flanger over here, and then there's a lot more modulation that we can control on this side. This has lot of depth to it. And I don't mean depth in like what you normally think with the chorus, like intensity. There's just a lot happening. I think this is really, really a nice one. Yeah, I think I love that one. This one's called Butter Snaps. Kind of a subtle flanger there. This is a classic chorus sound. Pretty subtle though, to be honest. This is classic flangering. You can really hear the difference between those two. This is called Climbing the Walls. And this is one of those intense ones where you can clip if you're not careful. Flanger danger. Just kidding. Flanger danger. It doesn't really rhyme. Flanger danger. I mean, it kind of rhymes. Hollow pad chorus. Okay. Moog Opus chorus. What's with these kind of rhyming names? It's a very nice, sweet chorus. I like that one a lot. Finally, we have a vibrato. I always say this with vibrato, chorus, and flanger, things like that. I feel like you can always have you can have like a high rate or a high depth, but it's kind of hard to do both. So you can tell these more intense effects have a really high. They're more intense because they often have a high rate. Just feels more intense. All right, well, that was a look through all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the plugins that come with the MoogerFooger plugin bundle. I think these are a ton of fun. I never thought I could like ring mods, for example. That's one of my favorite of these plugins. So check it out. We have an affiliate link in the video description. Thank you again to Sweetwater for getting these to me to demo. They've been a ton of fun. You can really spend hours on any one of these effects. So I hope that this kind of short look at some of the different sounds that each plugin effect type is capable of was helpful. But to everybody out there, please like, comment, subscribe, tell your favorite brands about us. We have a Patreon at patreon.com/getoffset. Donating at the $5 level or above gets you access to our exclusive Discord server. And you can see demos like this early sometimes. Yeah, but for everybody else, thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.